Tonight at 9, Mayor Ridenour hosts his first public forum, what he has to say to city leaders and community members.
And the United Nations declares the coronavirus a global emergency as it obliterates Wuhan, China. And some cases are popping up close to home.
Clouds, clouds, and more clouds. When will these clouds lift, and what about some weekend precipitation chances? All the details coming up in my full forecast.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Madison Surface.
And I'm Logan Rivera. Thanks for being with us. We begin tonight with some breaking news. A former IndyCar driver, John Andretti, is dead.
NewsLink Indiana's Imani Butts joins us at the desk for this tragic news. Imani?
Thanks, Logan and Madison. It's a heartbreaking day, especially for all the Hoosiers out there. His team made the announcement this afternoon. Andretti's death comes after a long battle with colon cancer. He was a member of one of the world's most famous racing families. His uncle and cousin, Mario and Michael Andretti, have been longtime fan favorites in the IndyCar series. Andretti was 56 when he died.
Imani Butts live at the desk. Thank you, Imani.
The first month of new Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour's term is almost over, and tonight Ridenour, along with many other government leaders, held a forum.
Some residents packed into the Muncie Civic Theater to listen to the mayor and other city officials. NewsLink Indiana's Tyler Brummett was there tonight and joins us live in the newsroom. Tyler, what is the mayor saying tonight?
Well, Logan and Madison, the mayor tells me that these forums, which are titled Dreams with Dan, are meant to help form a better relationship with the citizens of Muncie. Take a look at this video right here. Dozens of people showed up to tonight's meeting, many of whom wanted to hear the mayor's ideas for the future. Topics discussed tonight include city government finances and how some government employees have been reassigned since Ridenour took over earlier this month. But perhaps the biggest topic of the night was government transparency. This coming after the arrest of former Muncie Mayor Dennis Tyler. Since Tyler left office, several cabinet positions have been filled by different faces. This was also an opportunity for citizens to meet new members of the Ridenour administration. Mayor Ridenour told NewsLink he's not only eager for what's to come, but also happy for what he says is the progress his administration has made.
It's month one, it's day 30, but I'm very proud of what we've been able to do. We've been very open and transparent. I think it's just a fresh start for our city, and I'm really excited about it.
Last forum that will be held. There's going to be other forums typically happening on the last Thursday of each month, happening at 6 p.m. Of course, we've got all the details online at ballstatedaily.com, and the mayor is hoping that he can continue to make progress with these forums. We'll continue to keep you updated both on air and online, but for now, live in the newsroom, Tyler Brummett, NewsLink Indiana.
Tyler, thank you so much for that report. Meanwhile, at the State House, the Indiana House endorses a proposal that would ban drivers from using their cell phones. Members voted 86-10 in favor of the bill that's aimed to eliminate distracted driving.
The bill does list exceptions to the cell phone ban. Drivers can use them with hands-free technology and in emergencies. 21 other states already have similar bans.
And in Washington, the 2020 campaign for the White House collides with a historic impeachment trial. 4 Democratic presidential candidates are attending President Trump's impeachment trial while campaigning in the final stretch for the Iowa caucuses. Those candidates are Senators Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, and Michael Bennet. The trial has forced the senators to give up social media controls, fly back and forth between Iowa and Washington, and even phone in to campaign rallies. Today marks the day 9 of the impeachment hearings, with senators questioning the president's lawyers and House impeachment managers for the second and final day. Karen Kafka reports on the countdown to the crucial vote on witnesses.
Senator from Pennsylvania, the senator from Montana.
A new question every 5 minutes.
Senator, thank you for that question.
That's a good question.
Each bringing senators closer to a vote on whether to consider witnesses in President Trump's impeachment trial.
I have heard enough. I am ready to make that vote.
But Democrats not letting go of what defense attorney Alan Dershowitz had to say on Wednesday.
And if a president does something which he believes will help him get elected in the public interest, that cannot be the kind of quid pro quo that results in impeachment.
Lead impeachment manager Adam Schiff calling the argument constitutional madness.
The only reason you make that argument is because you know your client is guilty.
Republicans still in lockstep with the defense.
What he was talking about is rooting out corruption and fighting corruption, and that is in the public interest.
And with that, the House managers are running out of time. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is expected to move rapidly to acquit the president if that vote on witnesses is defeated.
They're going to just try to get out of this as quickly as they can.
That's Karen Kafa in Washington. 2 Republicans are being eyed as likely to vote in favoring of having witnesses. Those are Susan Collins of Maine and Mitt Romney of Utah. But to get a majority, Democrats would still need 2 more other potential swing voters, including Senators Lamar Alexander of Tennessee and Lisa Murkowski of Alaska. Well, while things are heating up in Washington, it feels pretty chilly out here today.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I was freezing when I was going outside to classes and to get things done today. Let's check with Nathan to see what we have to look forward to.
Yeah, it's the combination of the cold and the lack of sunshine around here that's making a lot of people weary. But as Blake Shelton writes in his song, we will eventually be bringing back the sunshine, as we are still seeing those clouds across the area this evening, keeping those temperatures into the 30s, 34 here in Muncie, 34 as well in Indianapolis, and 32, good evening to you, in Lafayette. Now, as we noticed, because of this cold there, temperatures remain fairly steady throughout the night, right around that freezing mark throughout the night. But we are tracking some clouds to continue throughout the evening and into the next 2 days, as well as tracking some rain and snow, especially as you head throughout the morning commute tomorrow and through the afternoon hours. But yes, looking ahead to Sunday, that's the return of the sun. We're looking forward to that, as well as some warmer temperatures. Of all those details coming up in my full forecast.
Well, to warm things up right now, the dance marathon is just around the corner. To celebrate the success of fundraising for the event, the Ball State Dance Marathon Committee held a special party for the community. Today, the committee came together for their Hype Room event. The event is meant to celebrate their record year of fundraising while also bringing in one last wave of donations. The final amount of money raised will be revealed at the Dance Marathon event on February 15th in front of the Riley families and the community. The committee's Vice President of Finances, Austin Purley, spoke at the event about what he believes is the best part of the marathon.
The best part is that you can actually meet some of our Riley families. We have over 50 of them, that most of them come to the marathon.
The Hype Room event is still going on and will be open until 10 tonight at the L.A. Pittenger Student Center on Ball State's campus.
And coming up, the coronavirus continues to tear through China, and now the United States, where the first confirmed cases are, and where more may be popping up.
And we're looking at life expectancy trends in the U.S. That's next.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
The United Nations is now declaring it a global emergency. The Wuhan coronavirus continues to cut through China. Take a look at this video. These long lines are full of people in Shanghai trying to buy face masks. China is reporting its biggest single day jump in deaths from the virus. As officials and researchers scramble to stop its spread, at least 213 people have died and nearly 10,000 are sick. Back home in the United States, the White House announces it's creating a special task force to deal with the threat of the virus. It says the task force is meeting daily and it will help monitor and contain the spread of the coronavirus. It will also ensure accurate and current information on health and travel. The State Department also says it's planning more flights to evacuate Americans from Wuhan next week. Here in the Midwest, 2 college students in Ohio await test results for the virus. The students at Miami University and Oxford recently traveled to China and could have the next coronavirus cases. But John London reports other students don't seem very concerned.
As Miami awaits word about coronavirus test results, most students are going about their daily routines in normal fashion. There are some wearing face masks both on campus and uptown.
I've thought about it, but I mean, unless the tests come back positive, then I'm not necessarily super worried right now until we find out more information.
Bing Yu and Yuang Chen, both juniors, masks in hand, wear them at times, even though health authorities have stated it's not necessary. Miami conducted classes and events as scheduled today. Students checking their smartphones seemingly nonstop.
It's all over social media. There's memes everywhere, Twitter, TikTok. Yeah.
At Wildberry Gift Shop, a mainstay here for 49 years, manager Kimberly Clark figured there could be testing because of the number of students here who come and go from China. But no one here is pushing the panic button, which is also packaged and available for sale.
But I really think that that's what's happening here, is that it's undue fear at this point. Now, if it mutates again and becomes something terrifying, well, that's something to be concerned about in the future. But it's not something to be concerned about now.
24 hours ago at the PAC briefing on campus, Ohio Health Department Director Dr. Amy Acton remarked, "You're more likely to get the flu right now than coronavirus." So the level of concern about the possibility of 1 or 2 confirmed cases has not spiked yet.
But I have a feeling if anything more negative comes back from the school, then that's going to be pretty concerning to me.
The 2 affected students are being held in isolation off campus until their test results come back. And in Illinois, the CDC is announcing the first confirmed case of person-to-person spread of the coronavirus in the United States.
Well, aside from the news about viruses, the United States life expectancy rises for the first time in 4 years. That's according to the CDC. The average life for men is just over 76 years and is just over 81 for women. This is an increase of more than 0.1 since 2017. Climate change could be affecting something in your pantry you might not expect. We'll tell you what that item is next.
And we've had all these clouds around the air, so we're going to ask this question. Which do you prefer, cloudy in 40s or sunny in 20s? So we're going to reveal the results of that poll as well as get my fellow anchors' opinions right after this break.
For those who serve today and those who served before them, for those whose sacrifice will never end, the Gary Sinise Foundation shows its gratitude through entertainment, outreach, and life-changing support. We can never give enough, but we can always give a little more. Find out how you can donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Take a look at this. Climate change could be affecting something in your kitchen cabinets: wine. A new study published in a peer-reviewed scientific journal shows that wine regions could shrink by more than 50%. That's if the global temperature rises by 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit in the next 80 years. Researchers say this would likely create a global shortage of wine, which means higher prices. Now, I don't know about you, but I know my wallet is going to be on fire burning through all that cash to get my wine stocked up.
Yeah, I understand that. But speaking of higher prices, I'm wondering if there's higher temperatures in the future. Nathan, can you tell us more on that?
Yes, I do have great news in terms of that, in terms of the temperature department, but we got to deal with that cold weather first. So I asked Twitter, with all the clouds and the cold, which are you most looking forward to in the winter? Would you rather have it be cloudy in the 40s or sunny and in the 20s? The winter, 70% said cloudy and in the 40s. So we like clouds and the warm temperatures compared to the colder temperatures. But I don't know, I'm getting a little weary of all the clouds out there, and we continue to see clouds at this hour. That's thanks to a large weather system starting to work its way toward our area. Located off to the southwest here, it's pumping in some moisture as well as some cloud cover to our area continuously here over the past week. Check out this stat though. Last mostly sunny day we saw here in Muncie, got to go all the way back to January 22nd. That was last Wednesday. That's a long time to go without seeing a mostly sunny day. And that's going to allow temperatures to remain pretty cool still at this hour. 34 in Muncie, 35 in Shelbyville. Good evening to you in the Circle City. You're sitting at 34 degrees. Now with those cool temperatures and cloudy conditions, we're going to start to work in some precipitation chances by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. So you notice a few snow showers popping up here on Precision Cast by the time your morning commute hits tomorrow. Not looking at anything widespread by any means, but certainly pay attention. Give yourself maybe a few extra minutes as you head out tomorrow morning. We're going to hold on to that chance for a few flurries here, especially toward the southern part of our viewing area down there in Wayne County throughout the afternoon hours. But notice those clouds continue. That's the story as well heading into the day on Saturday. Cloudy, cloudy, and cloudy. So running out of words to say in the dictionary for how cloudy it's going to be. But we're going to see a few snow showers possible there on Saturday as well. Before we get to Sunday, finally, the map starts to clear up. There could be some sunshine on Sunday. Finally, some good news for you folks wanting to see that sunshine return to the forecast. Cloudy skies for tonight, 31 degrees, the forecast there. So for the day tomorrow, again, we hold on to that chance for some flurries and snow showers, especially through the morning hours into the afternoon. 35 by noon, cloudy and 37 by 5 p.m. Notice wind shifting as well toward the north by the evening hours. As we head toward this weekend and into next week, notice the jet stream takes on a more zonal flow. That's going to allow some warmer air to work into the forecast, and that's reflected on our MITS 7-day forecast. After we get through here on Friday and Saturday, the wintry precipitation, look at Sunday though, 51 degrees. We love that for this time of the year. 56 on Monday before things start to change by Tuesday and Wednesday as the weather system works in. Could see some rain showers on those couple of days, but more seasonal temperatures by the end of next week.
Absolutely. You know, I would have been on the other side of your poll. I need the sunshine to get things done.
I gotta agree.
And speaking of getting things done, it's a busy weekend for Ball State sports. The Cardinals are facing off against teams right here in Worthen and around the country.
Yes, and there's another pretty big game this weekend if you haven't heard. We're talking everything Super Bowl, from the teams to the commercials to the food. That's next.
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously. Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10. I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Imani Butts with sports. Men's volleyball won their first 3 games and then dropped 3. NewsLink Indiana's Hark Horning has more on how they look to turn it around.
After a strong start to the season with 3 wins, Ball State's men's volleyball team has now lost 3 straight and hopes to regain momentum at Penn State. Head coach Joel Walton says things haven't gone exactly their way the last few games on the road.
We actually would have won the match if there would have been a correct line call at one point. So the fact that they made an incorrect line call, the fact that we didn't have a challenge opportunity at George Mason because they don't have a challenge system, that's frustrating.
Despite all the miles on the road and some calls that haven't gone the team's way, the Cardinals are looking to rebound. But how exactly can they rebuild off the momentum from earlier in the season?
I think it all starts with playing well. I mean, certainly playing well and high energy go hand in hand.
Playing well is all good, but how do they actually intend to do it? Sophomore Caleb Jennas gives a more cohesive plan for how the team will start the game off with a bang.
We're just going to try to go in with a little more offensive intensity and a little more fire because we've been on the road a lot, so it's hard to build a lot of stuff, especially when you're losing a little bit.
Ball State is looking to rebound on their 5th of 6 games on the road. In Muncie, Hark Horning, NewsLink, Indiana.
That game will be at Penn State tomorrow in the evening at 7 o'clock. Ball State sports have a busy Saturday ahead as the Cardinals will be all over the Midwest. Starting action off on Saturday, both the men's and women's swim teams will travel to South Bend for a meet against Notre Dame, Michigan State, and Indiana State. The meet will start at noon at Notre Dame. Next up, the women's tennis team will travel to Middle Tennessee to take on the Blue Raiders at 11 in the morning, with the men's tennis team staying home to face Wright State at 1. The men's volleyball team will play at the St. Francis later in the evening at 7 o'clock. And finally, both men's and women's basketball teams will stay here in Muncie, with the men's playing Ohio at 1 o'clock and the women's hosting Western Michigan at 3:30. The men's basketball team is looking to defend their home MAC record. And keeping it in the Hoosier State with basketball, last night was a night to celebrate for the Pacer Nation as Victor Oladipo made his return. After missing over a year with a torn quad, he came back last night and scored 9 points. This included a deep 3-point shot with 9 seconds to go. Indiana eventually took the win overtime at 115 to 106. And the game we've been waiting for all year is almost here. This Sunday, the 54th Super Bowl will be between the San Francisco 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs. The 49ers had a pretty outstanding regular season, coming off a win-loss record of 13-3. In the postseason, the 49ers did not allow neither the Packers nor the Vikings to score above 20 points. On the other side of the ball, the Chiefs also had a good regular season with a win-loss record of 12-4. There will be halftime performances by Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. Kickoff is set for 6:30.
All right, Imani, I have got to ask, what is your prediction for the Super Bowl?
49ers, hands down, their defense is amazing.
Really? I'll give it to you. It's going to be a good game with the 49ers and Chiefs, but I'm going Chiefs for this one.
I don't think they can
Patrick
get through
Mahomes, he's a legend.
One man cannot get through an entire defensive line.
We'll just have to see about that.
I just cannot wait to see how many balls they score in those baskets to make all the points at Sporty Ball.
Well, just in time for the big game Sunday, we're talking all things Super Bowl, including our favorite commercials.
And we'll have a final look at the weather for your weekend plans.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener and loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds. We surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger, or a fancy economist to create safe housing.
It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
Andy Keister, former cheerleader, up top right here.
I do have, I don't know if you can see it, a toucan this morning?
Toucan, the Fruit Loop guy.
Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Well, the Super Bowl is this Sunday, and to help build up the hype, DiGiorno's is giving away free pizza for the big game. But you have to pay attention to the score. If it's 3-14 or 14-3, with either team in the lead, DiGiorno's will tweet a coupon for free pizza.
And something that is just as good as free pizza is an inspiring story. We chose our favorite Super Bowl commercials that we've seen so far, and I chose Microsoft's, featuring Katie Sowers, the first woman to coach in a Super Bowl.
That sounds like an amazing commercial. Let's see it.
I love this. The commercial starts off with memories from Katie's childhood. She had always wanted to make a career out of football, and now her dreams are coming true as she's helped coach the 49ers to a Super Bowl. Microsoft tells Katie's story in such a heartwarming and inspiring way, making her a role model for other young girls to look up to.
Wow, that is definitely an inspiring commercial, but you can never quite beat the classic funny Super Bowl commercial. The commercial I chose is Jimmy Fallon's misadventures in sports training while his good friend Michelob Ultra tags along. You just can't quite separate the Super Bowl from beer. As you can see, he isn't meant for the physical side of, well, anything. It's the classic humor you can expect from Super Bowl commercials.
We love those Super Bowl commercials, the mix of inspiring and funny. Nathan, once again, what's it going to be like on Super Bowl Sunday? What are we going to see?
I can hear the Doritos bag cracking open right now. And it's going to be a great forecast for the Super Bowl. 51 degrees on Sunday. You might want to take that TV outside.
We love that.
So good forecast for the game. Warm at the